Today we'll be doing a painting. Not so much of a painting, but more like maybe more of a like practice. We're gonna draw leaves. You know, fall leaves, orange. So we're gonna draw the shape in a little bit of a circle, and we're gonna do more of an illustration, okay? Maybe you can write something inside, like Happy Thanksgiving or something like that. And it's really nice practice to draw the fall colors. Now go over this one. And so the first couple of things you need are pencil and eraser. So get my camera ready. So I know you have canvas, but I found this in my closet. It's just the cover of a wooden box, and I think I want to paint over it. So I'll be painting on this, but you just paint on the canvas that you have. This for me is a little bit bigger, but you use the space you have. I always recommend maybe this size so we don't spend too much time on one painting, okay? So the first thing that I'll get you to draw is a circle, okay? So you can use a guide. I have this candle, but you can use maybe a cup or something like that that covers quite a bit of the canvas. So I'll just put it like that and then draw a circle. Okay, let me show you quickly. So I just have a circle here. It's just for guidance, okay? And I draw around. Now I have my circle. If you can draw the circle without any help, that's even better. Maybe I should close the curtain so you don't see the texture. Actually, I think I'll just go with you guys and just paint on this so we can do the same sizes. Maybe I'll use my boxes for something else. So now that you have the circle, this is just a guideline for me to know that I want to paint the leaves out here. Okay, so to paint the leaf, first I am going to draw a line. So paint from the circle outwards. So I'm gonna paint the first leaf this way. So I first draw a quick line like this. And from the bottom of my line, I go up a little bit and I make a dot there. From this dot, I'm gonna draw like lines, like if it were a star. So I'm gonna imagine, so this is the biggest leaf or part of the leaf. Then I draw a line over here. And then this one is a bit smaller. You can make your lines curved, a little bit curved if you like. So this is the skeleton of our leaf. So I have one bigger line. From there, I make four more. Each time as I go down, the lines are smaller. I am making these lines quite strong with lots of pressure so you can see them. But when you draw them, try to make them with very, very little pressures that you can barely see. And now I am going to connect. So actually, let's just draw two tiny lines here at the bottom. Just one sec, because I lost my camera. Okay. So just two tiny ones here. Once you're happy with your shape, we're gonna start drawing the leaf. So I'm gonna start here, at the top one. And I'm gonna go down to my left. And it's not a straight line. So I go down a little bit, then come up and down again. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So try to do whatever you do on the left of the line, you do on the right. So I go down a little bit, and then I go up just a little bit, and then start to go back down. And we're gonna repeat that on all the lines. So I'm gonna start here at the tip. I go down like a triangle, go up a little bit, and keep going down. And then I connect the two lines. You see how it's starting to take shape, the shape of a leaf? Remember, try to make or use your pencil with very little pressure so you can erase after easily, because if there's too much graphite from the pencil, it'll make our painting quite dark. So we'll continue. So as I do on the one side, I do on the other side. So go down and up and go down. And if you got the hang of it, you can continue doing all the flowers or the leaves, the part of the leaf. So every time I start a new section, I see where my line is. I pick that point and then start following my inner line. And we will do the same on the other side. So I pick where this is. Come down. Remember, don't do lines too straight, because nature never has completely straight lines. So it's nice if they're not straight. So that's one. We're gonna go around the circle and draw more. The next ones we will draw, maybe we can do smaller ones, and so different sizes, okay? So now that you got the main idea, let me just fix this. And we will draw another one here. Just a smaller one, maybe. So let's do this one together. So draw a line. This kind of straight line. And then at the bottom, a short line like this. From up here, I draw a V. And from this point, I also draw another V. I'm gonna repeat that. I drew first a line, then at the bottom, a perpendicular line like this. Then I draw two V's, a smaller one up here and a bigger one down here. And now I'm going to draw more V's. So the first one will be on this side and the second one on this side. Again, try to make draw with very little pressure. And the last thing, two lines over here. And now we draw the outline. I like to start always at the tip here. Just to make indications. Maybe we can draw the tips of these two as well. And now I connect these two. And I connect them by making more kind of mini triangles like this. And I'll let you catch up. If you're comfortable, you're already caught up, you can continue to finish that leaf. So again, I draw the tip here and my two tips here. And I connect them with more tips going up. It's never a straight line. Now I connect these two. Don't be afraid to really go into the, like inside. Don't connect them just up here. Just go down and up. Okay, so same thing here. Goes up and it really goes all the way down. And then goes back up for the other part of the leaf. If this is looking too complicated, you don't have to make so much detail. You just follow the outline of these lines. So tip here, go down. You see how easy it is just following these lines? And I'll let you catch up. Don't worry putting too much detail. This is just for the outline, for us to know where our paint goes. If you're done, you can draw more leaves. Do big ones, smaller ones. So we'll do a simple small one right here. A line, a dot, then 4 lines. And then 2 small lines. So I did a line, a dot, and from the dot, I have 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more going down. This one is too big. And if you're drawing small ones, don't bother too much about the detail. Just follow the lines and connect them. So I think I'm happy with these three leaves right here. And at the bottom, let's just draw small things. So at the bottom here, I'm gonna draw just one simple leaf like this. So I make a line, a curved line like this. I pick a point here, and that's where my leaf starts. And we'll draw another one over here, maybe similar, but going up like this. And I pick one point and I try to follow the shape of my middle line. And now I'm gonna draw a line here following the circle. And I'm gonna draw leaves like this along the side. But as I go up, they'll get smaller. Maybe let's put a tiny this same one, but over here and just smaller. Just check at your composition, see if you want to add more things around. Sorry, that's not. And I think we're almost ready to start with the paint. More leaves over here, smaller ones. And if you're happy with your leaves and all thing, you can write something inside. For example, Happy Thanksgiving or fall or whatever you like. I'm gonna write Happy Thanksgiving. Sorry. And if you're all done, I'll get you to take your eraser and very softly erase the harsh lines. so they don't come through inner paint. I'm still able to see the marks I made initially, but I remove all the extra harsh lines I don't need. And once you're done, we'll start to get our paint ready. So today I think we're mostly gonna use red and yellow for painting, but we'll get the blue and the white on the side just in case we need it. Where is my palette? Okay. So Let's get red, red, yellow, blue, white. The blue, just keep it on the side. Don't put it on your palette yet. If you have orange in your palette, take the orange. I think we can just put a little bit of blue on our palette. So for now, I have yellow, blue, red, and white. And I'm gonna take a flat brush. So remember, red, blue, and white. We're gonna start painting this leaf first. Let me get my painting ready. I rather you see what I do first and then you do it. Just because it's a bit hard just to explain. So the first thing I'm going to do, you can do this with me. So I have my red and my yellow. I want to make this red a little bit more orange. So I add a little bit of yellow. Just a little bit, because my red is too bright. Okay. I need to clean my brush. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take both colors with my brush, but I'm not gonna mix them. What I mean is I take the yellow, put it here, okay? And now I am going to grab both colors. So half it is going to be yellow and half it is going to be orange. It doesn't have to be exact, but if you can see two colors on your brush, that's what we want. And what I'm going to do with the leaf is I am going to follow the shape, but I'm going to do this. So I get both colors. If the colors are not mixing for you, Judy, with watercolors, you can do the yellow first, paint the leaf yellow.
Then the red
color. And the red later, yeah, after it dries. So you can do a soft wash of yellow first and then a red on top. So I'm gonna show you first. So you see my first line here, the very first line I drew. I want the yellow on the, so let's do the left side first, okay? I want my brush like this, yellow on the left, orange on the right, okay? So I start here and drag it, come back, spike, come back, spike, come back, okay? You can do that. So what I did is I touched the tip, the center, drag it, spike, come back, spike, come back, spike, come back. You see that I can see both colors. I'm gonna do it again just in case you're not sure. So I start at the center where I drew that dot. I touch, come back, touch, come back, touch, come back, touch, come back. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you come close, you see that I'm not really covering these. That's okay. You can try if you want to, or just paint over later. But you see that I can see both colors on my painting, the yellow and the red, and it gives a nice effect. So when you're grabbing the paint, remember my yellow is here, so I always want to grab it on the same side so you don't mix it. So I have yellow and red. We are painting the left side of the painting, so the yellow goes in the left. Hold the brush like this. Now that I'm going up, I can put the brush like this, going up. I start where my center is, my first dot. I always start here. So I touch, I go all the way up, touch the corner, come back. Up, touch the other corner, come back. Up, come back. If you're able to leave this spikes like this, that's nice. So I'm gonna do it again here just in case you're having trouble. I don't have my flower drawn in here, but I will imagine. So I go, stop, come back. Go, stop, come back. Go, come back. So you see the spikes here. And you grab more paint if you're running out of paint. So I go, oops, I go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. Okay, so that's the idea. But just following the shape we already created. If you want to go over it with a few strokes like this, that's fine. I'm going to do it again, just in case you're having trouble. So I like to put both colors together. I'm gonna grab the brush with the yellow with half of my brush. And I put it here, okay? When I'm grabbing colors, I wanna grab half and half. You see? I want to make sure the yellow is in the outer part of my leaf and the red is in the inner part. So that means if I'm drawing the left, my yellow is in my left, and if I'm drawing the right, the yellow is on my right, okay? So we're gonna go again. I try to see these little corners right here. That's where I aim for. I touch this corner and I come back. I touch this corner and I come back. And I touch this and I come back, okay? So my first corner, I touch and I come back. I touch and I come back. And 3. I grab more paint if I need to. I start in the center if I'm drawing the right side of my painting, the yellow is on the right. I start in my dots, my center, go up, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down. Go up, come down, go up, come down. If you're all done, you can get another brush, maybe a smaller one, and get yellow to kind of do the corners. You don't have to do this part, but if you want to give it a little bit more shape. So I touch the tip and come down, drag it down. Okay. I think I'm happy with my leaf. Oh, and we forgot this part, so I'll just grab the orange I had and just draw a line going down. So the main thing is that you're not mixing the colors too much. You want to see both colors with one brush stroke. And if you're able to see the spikes in the leaf, it gives it a better shape. If you're happy with your first one, you can go to the next one. So for the next one, and for Judy, once you have your first layer of yellow, and just go over the yellow with your orange, but you can draw these lines in the middle. Okay, that will give you a nice effect. If you're able to blend a little bit, that will be perfect. So the idea is that you can get to see the yellow in the corners, and as you go in, it gets more orange, and the lines itself will be almost red. So let's do this again. If you can, you can even just pour your yellow straight from the bottle on one side and the red on the other one. But I like to tone my red down because it's too bright. So half yellow, half red in my brush. Make sure you have lots of paint. Of both. So I go and come back, go, come back, go, come back. Maybe I need more yellow. You see that when I come back here, then go kind of far. So I'm not going over the same spikes and I'm not blending them together. I want to see this. Okay. I want to see the steps, the spikes. And I always go out and I return on the same side to my middle point. So I'm gonna do this one really slow. So I go out, I come back on the same spot. I go out again to a different spot, but then come back on the same one. And usually 3 times per leaf. And now this one, small one. If you're running out of paint, get more paint, okay? And my last one right here. I have mostly orange, but that's okay. So you're gonna get yellow and red, and that gives you a nice orange. And I'm going to add just a little bit of white to make it a little bit lighter. So I have my white. I just add it to my orange. I'm just going to draw little spikes here and there to put more highlights. This one's too. Okay, so let's get a nice orange and we'll paint the bottom ones. So red and yellow. Gives you a nice orange. And we'll paint the individual leaves. You can paint the basic shape with this orange and then add highlights or shadows later. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to my orange, because remember how we once saw that you add the opposite color to make it darker, but just a little bit. So I have my orange. The opposite of orange is blue. Look how much I grab from in my brush, just a tiny, tiny drop of blue. And that gives me a darker orange. only this much, just a drop. Green. So again, I have my orange. I add a drop of blue. And we're gonna draw the bottom part of our leaf. Just the bottom. And with that darker orange, actually, let's make these of a kind of greenish color. So let's add, so you have that orange. We're gonna add blue and yellow. Lots of blue and yellow. So I'm gonna repeat what I just did. You had your previous orange. I added lots of blue and lots of yellow. And that gives me a dark green. You don't need to use this specific green. You can maybe mix a lighter green, but I like darker green when it's mixed with fall colors. And we're going to draw or paint these ones. More like an olive green. Maybe you need a smaller brush or a round pointy brush. And a line going down. And we'll do the smaller one, but this time I will use a round brush. I'm gonna use this brush. And now that we have that dark greenish color, we'll make it a little bit of a brown. So I'm gonna add red. If you have a brown color and you wanna use just the brown color, you can do that. So we went over this last class, but to make brown, you mix yellow, blue, and red. That gives you a brown. And we're gonna draw a quick sunflower that we didn't do with the pencil, but we didn't need it. So we're gonna draw a circle with brown, just a circle like this. All the brushes that you are not using anymore, make sure you wipe the excess paint and put them in water so they don't get damaged. So again, I mixed yellow, blue, and red to mix a brown. If you have a brown in a bottle, you can use the brown you will like. It doesn't have to be very like exactly like mine. Whatever brown you get, it's fine. And now we're gonna get yellow to draw our petals. But to draw those, we're gonna use a long round brush. And I'm gonna show you first on the side how I like to draw petals. So let's imagine this is my circle, that one. I touch, press down, drag it, and come up. So lots of pressure, and as I go out, I lift the brush. a lot of pressure, and as I leave, as I drag, I slowly lift the brush. Okay, so we're gonna do that right here. So I put the brush down, drag it a little bit, and lift. Push down, drag it a little bit, and slowly lift it up as I go out. Some flowers, they are not too long, okay? And I go around the circle, always towards the center of the circle. And we'll let that dry. And now we're just going to do our letters. You can use a black marker if it's easier. You can use black paint if you'd like. Anything, it's fine, really. Or if you don't have black marker, just a pen. I'm gonna do it with paint. I'm gonna use black paint. We're gonna leave the yellow on the side because after it's dry, we'll just quickly go over it again and then we're done. So don't get rid of your yellow yet. I am going to use a long brush. Yeah, remember, for the letters, you can use a black marker and just write. I'll try and see how it goes with. So I'm just gonna move it for 2 seconds because I can't write. It's a lot easier if you just do it with a marker. But if you don't have one, you can use just the paint as well. And the last thing we're going to do is finish the flower and we're done. So go back to your yellow. I'll give you 1 more minute just to get caught up. So this is the first yellow I use for my flower. I'm gonna add a little bit of, let's add a little bit of red, just a tiny bit, to get a darker yellow, just a tiny bit of red. And I'm gonna do the same. I'll show you here. But I'm not gonna go all the way through. I'm just gonna do half, you see? Just like this, just lines. I'm not gonna cover my first line, just strokes like this. So I'm gonna repeat what I just did. I added red to the yellow. And I'm just adding small strokes to the, just kind of joining the brown and the yellow together. Just like that. And I clean that color. Don't spend too much time with this. This is just for a little bit of texture. I clean my brush. And now I add white to the yellow I had. So this is my first yellow. I add white. Now I have a lighter yellow. And I just complete the upper part. So I'm giving each petal just a little bit more shape. So I just do the top. And we're done, okay? So we can put here maybe your initials. I'm 2020 and that's it. If you have trouble writing with the brush, just add more water.